hiatus. Self-conscious about the song, maybe my flow is outdated. Everyone's opinionated.
Hey kiddies, enjoy this sneak preview of premium content available to our Patreon members. Let us know what you think and spread the word. We'll see you on the next one.
I'm all inside their heads like a lobotomy. Woo! I love the culture, so I'll probably never quit it. Committed since 86, you can tell by how I spit it. Been in it more than a minute, and my love is not diminished. Dig it, if it has a limit, I won't hit it till I'm finished. Nope. And if I give it half of what it gave me, maybe I can claim to have contributed, however insignificant. And all
a stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? I got pictures, got candy. I'm a lovable man, and I can take you to the nearest star.
No further information. Hey there, kiddies. Producer Bob here. So glad you've joined our little community, and we're thankful for your loyalty. Isn't it nice to take a break from hearing the host's voice? I know I'm sick of it. Just don't tell him I said that. We've got another banger of a lost episode segment for you today. This first story comes from the first guest on our show. Hopefully by now, you've also heard him on our closed door session episode, where we cut it up and I got yelled at. That seems to happen a lot. You may recognize this pursuit as the basis for one of our earliest shorts, an oldie but a goodie.
Tell me about the first moment that you truly feared for your safety. You thought, this is it. This is it.
There's been a couple. The first moment, so out in this same rural city, we get a call, stolen vehicle, right? So everybody's kind of, at the time, piled up at the one gas station. We're all just, if anybody knows cops, what are we doing? We're drinking coffee and...
That's the premise for the show. that seriously, and I'm interrupting your story.
No, you're good.
That never happens, but how many nights do you and I standing around the 7-Eleven,
Yep.
bullshitting, drinking coffee?
Yep.
So in the intro to this podcast, I tell the listeners, like, have you ever wondered what we're talking about? This is it.
Yeah, this
That's
this
what
is
this.
literally
That's
what
what this.
we're talking.
That's what this podcast is
Yeah.
about. And I always used to joke, like, people think like, oh, we're getting together for a raid. Yeah, like these motherfuckers got their fucking like riot shoes on. No, it's fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah,
radio's dead.
we're trying to stay awake,
and we're killing time.
Yeah.
And so I like getting back to your story though. I like the concept of us all hanging at the gas station. Because this is the one gas station this stolen is coming to.
Yeah.
You know what? I just stole this car. I'm going to stop for the gas and jerky.
And you say that,
Oh,
literally.
here we go.
And, boop. All units, be advised, blah, 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 blah. This stolen comes out, right? Literally, as I'm taking it, and I'm not even you know this about me, I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but when in Rome, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm taking a sip of my coffee and I go...
It made me angry, by the way, how little coffee you drank versus me. Now, so do you know anything about the nature of the stolen? Was it UUMV, by force?
By force.
Okay.
Carjacking, basically.
Okay, all right.
So I
feel like that's not clarified enough over the radio sometimes.
Yeah, and this wasn't, but I hate to say this, but I was so young into my profession that I assumed all UUMVs were by carjacking, like by force. So everybody has a gun. Like if you're in a stolen car, you got a gun.
And the victim was always some old lady.
Yeah. Please don't take my car.
Just don't hurt my pup.
And there's a baby in the backseat.
Right. Her purse is hanging from her elbow, like from the crook of her arm for some reason. Anyway.
So, I'm kind of like out of a movie. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee, and I go, "Oh, that's the car." It's pulling in. No. It's going past us though.
Right.
It's it's flying.
Oh, okay, flying past you.
And I'm like, oh shit, that's the car. And so the same sergeant happened to be there. He goes, let's go.
Right.
So we jump in.
Don't we all have that, like, where we're standing there, we go, what? Get him! You know, right? On a domestic.
On a different call. This is maybe 2 or 3 days into me being on my own.
Yeah.
I actually had something happen where I said, man, somebody should call the police.
Right.
Like, oh, that's me. So
I've thought that. I'm like, we're the fucking cops. Oh shit.
So we jump in. You know, he goes, "Your lead," and I know what he's doing. He's trying to get me the experience. We're in this rural county. This isn't going to happen every day.
And also, this is not a town you grew up in or know anything about, or you know, if this had been, you know, whatever, South Dallas, you know, but you don't, you work here, but you've been here 5 days. I don't know where fucking farm to market road 2573 is.
So he goes, take the lead. I'm gonna call it, you know, and this is all being said as we're like throwing our cars and drive. You know?
I was gonna say, I know he told you that for the experience. There is a genius to it because you can't call it.
Exactly. So this sergeant, I mean, he wants me to have this experience, not that it's fun, but he wants me to have this under my belt so that you get this adrenaline dump. You experience this thing that doesn't have to happen often, so that you know how to handle it in the future.
Right.
So he's calling it. We're flying, and at this point, I'm in an SUV. We had a. Don't ask why.
Oh God.
I won't say what kind of SUV. It might give it away because it's that.
Very, very few departments use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can oftentimes you can identify a department by, like, who drives a fucking Durango or a patrol car? You know? So something aberrant. Not a Ford Explorer. Not an Explorer, not a Tahoe.
I'm in this SUV that's very top heavy. So we're driving down these.
Well, is that by virtue of the equipment, or, you know, by virtue of its driver?
Can we move on?
Continue. Continue.
So we're whipping down these FM roads and these dirt roads, and
rocks kicking up.
At some point, we go across this bridge that is literally. Have you ever been parking at North Park Mall,
mm-hmm.
and how small those parking spaces
mm-hmm.
are?
Mm-hmm.
That's how small
mm-hmm.
it is going one way and coming the other.
Mm-hmm.
So we go across this bridge, and I'm like,
mm-hmm.
as I'm driving across it, and it's, you know, because it's a wooden bridge.
Oh my God. You're driving across a wooden bridge.
So at some point, he starts kicking up dust, and I can't see, right? But for whatever reason, I'm still pedal to the metal. I'm going, at the time we had governors on the vehicle, so I couldn't go any faster.
On a police car?
So I couldn't go any faster than 75. So, but I'm like pushing it like 74 and a half, you know? And as I get through some of the dust, I see he's turned, but he's turned off in like, when I say someone's yard, it doesn't properly describe
the context. Go ahead.
It's more of a farm.
Right.
He's driven off into somebody's farmland.
Any rural cops out there know that they can picture the road that you're on right now, and when the motherfucker turns off, like he's got plenty of room to play.
He's got room to roll.
He's not in the front yard of someone's house on Main Street.
No.
on Hampton. Yeah.
So as I'm passing it, I go, oh shit, and I slam on the brakes. Guess who's behind me?
Oh shit.
He's coming up doing just as fast.
Right.
And I look up in the rearview mirror because I've thrown it in reverse because I got to get back to this guy, right?
That only makes sense to throw it in reverse during the pursuit.
So I throw it in reverse and I look in my mirror and I see lights, and I go, oh well, I hope my mom knows that I was doing what I loved, like, because I'm dead.
Right.
And of course, you know me, I don't have my seatbelt on. We'll talk about that later. And I'm like, this is it. I'm dead. Luckily, he ate it to keep both of us alive. He turns to the right into a culvert, basically kind of putting himself in danger.
Sure.
He eats it. Basically, his car is like
He's out of the chase.
He's out. He jumps out and he points at me. He goes, "You good?" And I'm like, well, other than the shit in my pants, yeah, like I'm good. So we jump out. We're on foot now. Flashlights, and these weren't the modern day flashlights. These are the long metal body flashlights. You know, we're looking for this
Mag
guy.
lights.
Mag lights, yeah.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. Yeah, well. So we're
you know where to find me, bitches.
So well, they're definitely out now. You can call them bitches. Like,
Sir, we have issues with
you can't be calling us bitches.
All right. We're gonna sponsor you and all, but shit, man.
So we're looking for this guy. The homeowner comes out, shotgun in hand, right? He goes, "Boys, y'all got him?"
I love the South. I
we
fucking love the South.
And we go, "No." He goes, "Well, stay away from there. That there is a high fence." And for people that don't know what a hot fence is, it's an electric fence. So we go, "Oh shit!" Like, I'm glad you said that, because like we're looking at like jumping over this fence.
I'm glad you said that. So another thing that people don't know is I'm not from the South, but my storyteller is. So there are terms you know that I don't, and that came up more than one time during our time together working.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, what the hell's what do you call that?
Like, oh man,
this ore, some ore. I'm like,
fall.
Yeah, like I'm like he wants me to do what? You know, like where does he want to put it? You know.
So at this point, we're like, like
Yeah.
he's on your property. Well, let's call DPS.
Get a bird. Yeah.
Let's get a bird up. So as we're calling in DPS, we hear somebody go, "Ah!" This idiot is literally stuck on the fence.
Oh shit!
And if you know anything about electricity, he's fine.
Yeah.
And we can't grab him.
Yeah.
Because so homeowner goes and grabs a shovel.
So he's on the fence, all four appendages.
No. He had just grabbed the top of the fence. He's maybe 50 yards away from us, but it's so dark we couldn't see him.
Uh-huh.
And he sees us,
Uh-huh.
and he's trying to like, okay, I'm gonna jump the fence, and they get further away from them, they won't see me. And he's grabbing the fence with his hands.
Uh-huh.
If anybody's seen Home Alone 2 in New York, where he's like getting electrocuted by the washer, that's this guy.
Who hasn't seen that movie? I mean, come on, timeless classic.
So
Donald Trump, his acting debut.
So,
but I mean, where are his feet to where he's not being actively electrocuted? You know what I'm saying?
His feet are on the ground. Hands are on the fence.
So he's being actively electrocuted.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
So he's screaming, but he can't let go.
He can't let go. Right. Okay.
So homeowner grabs a shovel,
Flunk,
and like literally hits him in the back.
Yeah, you have to.
And then like pulls him,
Right.
like prides him off the fence.
Right.
And he's standing, he's laying there, and he's going, huh? Like, you know, it's electricity. I don't think it's enough to kill you, but he knew what had just happened. And this sergeant goes, "Turn over, you're under arrest." And I'm like, should we probably call an ambulance? He goes, "I touched the medium high fence, and he'd be fine." So we get this guy. Oh, we did call for an ambulance. Just, you know, he was actually transported in an ambulance.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, for those out there going, see, that's the kind of bullshit we be talking about. No. We did call an ambulance. He was
fine.
No, he was. He was released that same night. They checked him out, did EKG, everything, and we ended up taking him to jail that night.
That's so great. And that's one of those country police stories, right?
That only you can get.
That you can only get from
rural Texas.
Rural Texas.
Love ya, I need ya, I want ya, I got to have ya. Great God in heaven, you know I love
Hope you enjoyed the episode. Visit us at nfipodcast.com for all of our links and follow us on socials. We'll see you on the next one. Stay safe and remember, do your job.
Great God in heaven, you know I love you.